Hello again. We are continuing through perfect competition. For today, we will visualize a single firm's profit in the short run. We'll look at zero profits, we'll look at positive profits, and we'll look at negative profits. Zero profits, by the way, is also called break even. Okay, the profit symbol that I will be using is pi, right? Pi. Okay, so pi is equal to total revenue, or profit is calculated as total revenue minus total cost. Total revenue, we know from previous lectures, is P times Q star. Okay, total cost is average total cost multiplied by Q star. Now, if you're just joining in, average total cost is calculated as total cost over Q star. In other books, it's total cost over total product, same thing. Now, when you multiply that Q star by average total cost, you should get total cost, right? So average total cost times Q star is total cost. Now, I can pull that Q star, right? And I will have P minus average total cost. So this is another nice way of writing the profit formula, right? You could write it this way up here, or you could write it this other way. That's fine. It's all fine. Now, as we go through the graphs that I have prepared for today's lesson, we want to assume that Q star is bigger than 0. That way, we are only focused on P and ATC, or average total cost. Now, if price is equal to average total cost, right, this is going to be 0. The entire profit will be 0. Now, what if P is bigger than average total cost? In that case, then profit will be positive. Now, what if P is less than average total cost? In that case, profit will be negative. Do you see? Okay, so let's start with the zero profit graph. Let's start with that. Now, zero profit, there's another way of saying that, break even. You break even because your total revenue equals your total cost. Let's go to this graph. Well, we have the point where marginal cost equals, or marginal cost intersects with marginal revenue. Let's call that point A. From that point of intersection, I drop down a vertical dotted line to figure out what my profit maximizing quantity is, right? From there, I need to touch the average total cost curve. Oh, I'm already touching it, and so I can label this as dollar value ATC. If P and ATC are the same number, then do you see how the difference between them will be 0? And so profits will be 0. Exactly. So this is how we show zero profits on a graph. Next, let's look at positive profits. So we have our graph here, marginal cost, where marginal cost is intersecting with marginal revenue. We get our profit maximizing quantity, Q star. Now, I want to also touch the average total cost, right? Because that's just the formula for profits. I'm going to touch the average total cost curve from that point A, that intersection between marginal cost and marginal revenue. I touch it right here. I touch average total cost right here, and I read it off ATC this way. Oh, do you notice how price is above average total cost? Price is bigger, and so this difference is going to be a positive number, which is why our profits are positive here. So can I shade that profit area? Of course I can, right? The height will be PE minus ATC, and the base will be from 0 to Q star. So here I go, shading it. There we go. So this green shaded area is profit. It's a beautiful Saturday out here. So if you're hearing any sounds, it will be people trying to get to their various activities. Okay? And here we are studying. That's good. Okay, next, let's look at negative profits. You guessed it. Negative profits means whatever value we get for profit will be less than 0. And so that means that price will be below average total cost. That way, this difference between price and average total cost will be less than 0, some negative number. If we multiply some negative number by Q star, which we are assuming to be positive, our profit will be negative. So, all right, let's go and finish up what we have to do on this last graph. We look at the intersection between marginal cost and marginal revenue. Let's label that point A. We drop down a vertical line to touch the horizontal axis to get or read off the profit maximizing quantity, Q star. Back at point A, I need to also touch average total cost. I touch it and I read it off the vertical axis, average total cost or dollar value of average total cost. This time you can see that, well, PE minus ATC is a negative number. And so how about I shade that in yellow? I shade our economic loss in yellow. So this is our negative profit. Cool. That is all there is to it. So let's go back up. What did we just do? Well, we figured out how to draw 3 graphs, one depicting 0 profits, the other positive profits, and the last one negative profits. Now your main focus would be here. How do you calculate profit? Using the profit symbol pi, we calculate it as total revenue minus total cost. Total revenue is P times Q star. Total cost is average total cost times Q star. If you get the Q star out, you will have P minus average total cost. Now with this nifty formula, you can get some ideas, right? If Q star is always positive, how is pi or how is our profits 0? It will be 0 if P equals ATC, which is what we got in this graph. Now, how is our profit positive? Well, it's positive if price is bigger than the dollar value of our average total cost. And how is our profit negative? It is negative if our price is less than our average total cost. And that ends today's video.